Hey everybody, I'm back with another installment of the Church Planter Chronicles. I'm outside of Buxton Hall, that's on the south slope, just south of downtown Asheville. Perhaps you recognize the building from the Facebook Live videos I did back in the fall. You've got Buxton Hall here along with Vortex Donuts, both good places that I would recommend if you're a foodie at all. But I want to be able to give you some more information about Restoration Church and what we hope to accomplish. We've talked about the name, we've talked about the plan of moving here and what it looks like as we begin the work of planting Restoration Church. We've also talked about the mission, and I wanted to talk today a little bit about the values that I want to be able to instill within the church and have a part of our DNA. And that's really based around the Great Commission and the Great Commandment. And so it's to love God, love others, it's to make disciples and live sent. That's it. That's what I believe we are to value. I believe that's what God's put upon my heart, to be able to help guide and direct those that become a part of Restoration Church, so that we can live out the Great Commandment and the Great Commission. So when it comes to loving God, we want to be able to worship well. We want to be able to be focused on the Word. And so that's going to be important to us, as well as being able to love others, which means that we want to be able to serve each other well. We want to be able to serve sacrificially. We want to be able to be very generous in our service, not just in one or two areas, but in our time, our talent, and our treasure. I believe that we're called to be stewards of all three of those things for the glory of God and for the good of other people. So it's to be able to love each other by serving each other. It's also to be able to love the community that we're placed in and be able to minister to them and be able to share with them the love of Christ through our word and through our deed. And also it's to be able to impact our city, to be able to bless our city. And I think that's important. Again, I think that's another biblical concept for us. We're called to pray for the city that we find ourselves in so it might go well for us. So love God, love others, the Great Commandment. And of course that means, that we put those two items first. But then there's also the Great Commission. And so that means that we're to make disciples. It's right there within the Great Commission. And so we want to do that intentionally within the congregation, within Restoration Church. We also want to do that around the world, whether that's being able to send out other churches, or whether that's to be able to impact missions around the world, whatever that might look like, but we want to be able to be a part of that. And then it's to live sent. That means that we, as the church, are to live sent in such a way that we're missionaries. Wherever life might take us, whatever God might have us to do, that we're living on mission as individuals as well as a church. And so that's really what I want to see us focus in on, value, be able to celebrate, to be able to shoot for. So that's the Great Commission, the Great Commandment, to love God, love others, make disciples, and live sent. And I would, again, love to talk to you more about it. You can watch some of the other videos to kind of get some updates and just some information on what we're trying to do as Restoration Church. But please reach out to me. Feel free to contact me through my contact information. Have me come speak in your church, or be able to sit down and have lunch with you, or Zoom call, whatever might that look like. I'd be glad to talk to your youth group, your men's group, your women's group, senior citizens group, what other groups you've got out there. But I would just love to be able to share with you what God has put up in my heart and what I hope to see Him accomplish here through Restoration Church in Asheville, North Carolina. So until then, God bless, and we'll see you soon.